What if everything you've been told about love after 60 is missing something critical, and what if that missing piece is why so many relationships quietly fail, even when both people swear they're doing everything right? Most people over 65 believe that love at this stage is supposed to be calmer, simpler, and less demanding. But here's the tension nobody talks about. Behind that calm surface, men over 60 carry needs so intense that when they go unmet, the relationship slowly collapses without a single dramatic argument. The mystery is not whether these needs exist. It's why almost no one names them out loud. Here's an early clue. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that emotional dissatisfaction, not conflict, is the leading predictor of relationship withdrawal in men over 70. Men don't always leave physically. They leave psychologically first. The question is, what are they leaving because of? Stay with me, because the answer doesn't show up where most people look. To understand what's happening after 60, you have to go back to early adulthood. In their 20s and 30s, men are conditioned by culture, by work, by family to equate value with usefulness. Productivity becomes identity. A landmark shift happened after World War II, when American masculinity became tightly linked to providing and solving. The cause was economic growth. The effect was emotional compression. Men learned early to measure love through action, not words, and to suppress needs that didn't seem practical. Then come the quiet changes in the 40s. Testosterone begins a slow decline, about 1% per year after age 30, according to longitudinal studies published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology. Energy changes, recovery slows. At the same time, career pressure peaks. Men adapt by becoming more efficient, more contained, less expressive. Relationships don't break here, they narrow. Emotional language gets trimmed down to what's necessary. The need doesn't disappear, it goes underground. By the time men reach their 50s, something important is already set in motion. Children leave, careers stabilize or plateau. The identity built around being needed starts to wobble. Harvard's long-running study of adult development found that men who lacked emotional affirmation during this stage showed higher stress markers decades later. Cause and effect are already locked in, but the consequences haven't surfaced yet. Now comes the shift after 70 that most people ignore. Retirement, health changes, and social loss converge. According to U.S. Census data, nearly 30% of men over 70 live with significant social isolation. Their world shrinks, their sense of usefulness shrinks with it. This is where the three desperate needs emerge, not loudly, not dramatically, but persistently. The first need is respect that feels personal, not polite. Not generic appreciation, not thank you for helping. Men over 60 need to feel specifically seen for who they are now, not who they used to be. Research from the University of California shows that perceived respect directly affects cortisol levels in older men. When respect feels absent, stress hormones rise, increasing risks for heart disease. Most women offer care, few offer recognition. The effect is silent resentment. The second need is emotional safety without humiliation. As men age, cognitive speed and physical capacity change. When vulnerability is met with correction, comparison, or subtle criticism, men withdraw. A study in the American Journal of Men's Health found that older men are far less likely to express emotional needs if they feel judged, even mildly. The cause is fear of diminished status. The effect is emotional shutdown. The third need is purposeful companionship. Not just company, purpose. Men need to feel that the relationship moves towards something: projects, goals, shared missions. Data from the Health and Retirement Study shows that men with a sense of shared purpose live longer and report higher life satisfaction. When relationships become purely routine-based, men feel replaceable. Most women focus on connection. Men are starving for direction. The breaking point happens when these needs remain unmet long enough. The signs are subtle: emotional distance, irritability, excessive time alone, or sudden obsession with hobbies or screens. This isn't midlife crisis behavior. It's unmet psychological survival needs. By the time it becomes visible, the damage is already deep. The fallout affects everything. Health declines faster. Medical adherence drops. Financial decisions become riskier. According to Medicare-linked studies, widowed or emotionally isolated men have significantly higher hospitalization rates. Love isn't just emotional at this stage, it's physiological. So what do seniors try instead? The failed fixes: more communication, but without safety; more togetherness, but without purpose; more reassurance, but without respect. Old advice says, just talk it out. But talking without understanding these needs often makes things worse. Men don't want more words, they want alignment. And here's the twist most people never hear. When these needs are met, men after 60 become more emotionally available, not less. Neuroplasticity studies show the brain remains adaptable well into the 80s when emotional stress is reduced. The benefit isn't just relational, it's cognitive and physical. So, what can you do today if you're over 60? 3 direct actions. First, replace generic appreciation with specific recognition. Name what you value about who he is now. Second, create emotional safety by listening without correcting or comparing. Third, build a shared purpose, even something small, that gives the relationship forward momentum. Here's the warning based on evidence. Ignoring these needs doesn't lead to peaceful coexistence. It leads to emotional separation that's hard to reverse after 70. And here's the open thought to sit with. What if the love problems people blame on aging are actually unmet needs that were never named? If this resonated, like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe, because in the next chapter, we're uncovering what women over 60 desperately need in return and why men often miss it completely.